And that while all of this chaos is happening around here, and if you're a staffer at the White House and you're concerned, I would follow Sarah's lead because she's very grounded and she's level-headed.
What if everything you thought you knew about your favorite celebrities was only the surface? Just a carefully curated image hiding shocking truths, secret struggles, and dramatic turns that never made the headlines. From untold financial battles and hidden heartbreaks to unexpected confessions and quiet empires built in the shadows. Hollywood's biggest names are living lives far more complicated than the cameras ever show. But one question remains. When the spotlight fades, who are they really? Stay with us, because what's revealed next will change the way you see them forever. Long before the cameras rolled, before the White House spotlight found her, Dana Perino's story began in the wide, open spaces of Wyoming, where silence speaks volumes and character is carved from wind and soil. Born in Evanston in 1972, she didn't grow up chasing headlines. Instead, she was immersed in the quiet strength of ranch life, absorbing lessons from her grandfather that would one day prepare her to stand tall in rooms where few dared to speak. Summers spent on the ranch weren't just escapes. They were training grounds for grit. Ranching isn't glamorous, and neither was her childhood, but the lessons were priceless. Resilience, belief in the unseen, and hope in the face of uncertainty. If ranchers didn't believe tomorrow would be better, they wouldn't make it through today. That mindset, sewn deep into her identity, followed Dana as she transitioned from those dusty fields into the polished world of politics and broadcast journalism. One of the first unexpected turns? Her deep, almost meditative optimism, shaped by those early days. That alone became her secret weapon in high-stakes political warfare. But back home, in Colorado, another kind of education was unfolding, one without textbooks or tuition. Her father, Dana Perino, turned dinner into a debate stage. Every evening, young Dana had to come prepared, newspapers read, arguments ready. He challenged her thinking, forced her to see both sides, to listen, reflect, and reason. These weren't just family conversations, they were mental sparring sessions, and unknowingly, they trained her for the battlegrounds of Washington and the scrutiny of national television. From a young age, Dana knew she was drawn to the world of news. While many chased the spotlight, she wasn't seeking center stage. She simply wanted to communicate truth. That hunger led her to study mass communications at Colorado State University, Pueblo, a decision she initially resisted. The truth? She pouted her way through the college tour, convinced she wanted something bigger. But fate, as always, had plans of its own. By the time she earned her master's in public affairs reporting at the University of Illinois Springfield, she was already collecting experiences that would shape her future. Working in radio, writing news, covering courtrooms, politics, and chaos that most rookies would avoid. And here's the hook. She chose the jobs nobody else wanted. Why? Because Dana Perino never ran from hard work. She ran toward it. It's easy to forget now, watching her glide through primetime interviews, that she once stood behind the curtain, quietly helping others shape their message. Destiny had other plans. When she was called into the Bush administration, first as Associate Director of Communications for the Council on Environmental Quality, she didn't flinch. She leaned in. And then, history called. In 2007, Dana Perino became the second woman and the first Republican woman ever to serve as White House press secretary. Let that sink in. From dusty ranches to the highest echelons of American politics, she shattered expectations with calm, strength, and a voice that wouldn't shake under pressure. During one of the most politically turbulent times in recent memory, she represented the president with precision and grace. But here's the twist. Prestige came with a price. The pressure, immense. The expectations, relentless. Everything took a toll. She admitted stress chipped away at her health, her peace, her balance. Yet, she stayed. Why? Because she believed in the power of words, the necessity of clarity. Her journey wasn't about fame, it was about duty. Even after leaving the White House, Dana didn't slow down. She became a mainstay on Fox News, respected for her sharp insight, balanced commentary, and unwavering professionalism. But beneath the political polish is a woman who built a life most wouldn't expect, one filled with understated luxury and deliberate choices. Let's take a look behind the scenes. Dana Perino may live a relatively low-key public life, but her success has translated into an elegant lifestyle. She's known to own a sleek Audi A6, clean, professional, refined, much like her own image. She's often seen wearing classic timepieces like Cartier and Tag Heuer, a nod to both status and simplicity. As for real estate, she and her husband reside in a beautifully designed Manhattan home, a mix of modern comfort and understated class. No over-the-top mansions, no parade of opulence, just quiet luxury rooted in taste. Her financial decisions mirror her personality: disciplined, thoughtful, strategic. Dana has invested in media ventures, collaborated with publishers, and made smart real estate decisions rather than diving into splashy, risky ventures. Reportedly maintained strong insurance protections over her career, personal health coverage during her White House years, liability coverage in the media space, and asset protection as her influence grew. So what can we learn from Dana Perino's journey? Here's the financial truth hidden in plain sight. Build your brand on substance, not spectacle. Choose long-term stability over momentary flash. Invest in yourself, protect your future, and never let the spotlight dictate your worth. Her rise wasn't fueled by hype. It was built on consistency, clarity, and the courage to do the jobs no one else would. The pressure was relentless. Dana Perino had climbed to one of the most high-profile roles in American politics, yet the cost was quietly steep. The only thing that you can do, for sure, that you are responsible for, is taking care of yourself, she later confessed, a bittersweet reflection on a career that demanded everything. Behind the press briefings and polished appearances was a woman shouldering the weight of a nation's gaze. She now admits she didn't protect her health the way she should have. The grind, the ambition, the never-ending demand. Many can relate, but here's the twist. Perino urges the next generation to do better, to be smarter, not confuse hustle with self-neglect. In those years inside the West Wing, Dana wasn't just a spokesperson. She was a steady force during political storms, holding her composure even in chaos. One incident in 2008 became symbolic of her resilience. During a press conference in Baghdad, 2 shoes were hurled at President George W. Bush. Chaos erupted. Secret Service agents dove in. In the scuffle, Dana was hit in the eye by a microphone stand, an accidental blow that left her bruised but unshaken. Calm reply: "Sir, I adore you, but I grew up in Wyoming, and I'm a little tougher than that." That single sentence said it all. Perino, despite the bruises, physical and emotional, stood firm, unwilling to break. Her strength wasn't just learned in Washington. It was forged in her childhood, at the family dinner table where her father, Leo Perino, ran mock debates. He'd challenge her to argue both sides of any issue. No topic was off limits, no perspective too foreign. Intellectual boot camp laid the foundation for the Dana we see today, measured, fair, and relentlessly curious. And yet, her path wasn't always certain. Originally, she planned to work in state politics back in Colorado. Then came September 11th. The world changed, and so did Dana's direction. A single phone call pulled her toward Washington. By the end of the call, she was packing. She never returned to San Diego. But just when you think this story is all politics and pressure, another side of Dana emerges. One marked by a chance encounter and an unexpected love story that could rival any Hollywood screenplay. 1997, 30,000 feet above ground. Dana, weary from Washington's chaos, boards a flight from Denver to Chicago, hoping for a moment of peace. Then she sees him, a tall, sharply dressed British man with an easy smile and no wedding ring. He notices her too, that ponytail swinging down the jetway. Peter McMahon, a man with decades of experience in the corporate world, divorced twice, father of two, but when they spoke, time paused. Love at first flight wasn't just a catchy phrase. It was their reality. Within 2 hours, a spark ignited. Dana, grounded in facts and logic, found something that defied both. Peter had been watching her before boarding, silently hoping they'd sit together. Fate agreed. That flight birthed a connection strong enough to weather the most demanding careers. Peter, 18 years her senior, brought experience. Dana brought fire. They balanced each other. What followed was anything but conventional. Dana's trajectory skyrocketed. White House briefings, media appearances, best-selling books. Peter remained her anchor. As her career soared, he adjusted, following her when necessary, stepping back when needed. He gave her space to thrive, and she gave him her heart. That kind of love, it's rare in the public eye. And yet, they kept it strong. Dana often said, "Choosing to be loved is not a career-limiting decision." That line isn't just romantic, it's revolutionary in a world where women are often told they must pick one or the other. Their luxury lifestyle, understated, but refined. Dana exudes classic elegance. Peter has brought a taste for global style. Together, they've cultivated a life of quiet opulence. Their Manhattan home, valued at several $1 million, is a sanctuary of modern design and old-world charm. Their properties reflect strategic investment and timeless taste, not just flashy indulgence. Dana's current net worth is estimated at over $6 million, steadily growing thanks to her media work, published books, and brand endorsements. Future projections estimate her worth could climb past $10 million within the next 5 years, especially with new television ventures on the horizon. The couple is known to prefer quality over quantity. Dana is often seen in tailored outfits accented by Cartier and Omega watches, and Peter occasionally drives their sleek Audi A6, a symbol of performance and prestige. They don't flaunt jets, but they do fly private when needed, valuing time and efficiency over publicity. But Dana's journey didn't end with love. After stepping down from the intense role of White House press secretary in 2009, she stood at a crossroad that many powerful women face. What next? The political sphere had shaped her identity, but something inside was ready to evolve. That transition wasn't without its stumbles, yet one unexpected door opened because of a familiar name. Sean Hannity, recognizing her clarity, precision, and poise on camera, invited her to join his show. That invitation quietly set off a chain reaction. Behind the scenes, Hannity wasn't just endorsing Dana. He was planting her at the center of Fox News' future. His insistence that she had something special became the backbone of her media rebirth. Her face became a staple across Fox News, and when Glenn Beck vacated his primetime slot, it was Dana who rose. The Five was born, and with it, Dana Perino's second act flourished. But this wasn't just commentary. This was her unfiltered voice, unshackled from political scripts. No longer a mouthpiece, she spoke as Dana. Once confessed, "Before the Five, I never gave my own opinion in public." That vulnerability turned into power. Her quiet demeanor, once misunderstood as timidity, is now her strength. She didn't shout to be heard. She captivated. A blend of intellect, humor, and calm made her a cornerstone of the network. Still, the transition wasn't just professional. Perino had always felt the unspoken pressures of appearance in high-profile roles. Standing just 5'2", she often felt underestimated in rooms where dominance was equated with size and volume. She didn't just have to prove she belonged, she had to prove she could lead. In interviews and her book, And the Good News Is, she opened up about those insecurities, how being petite sometimes made her feel invisible. But instead of shrinking back, she leaned into her uniqueness. That journey from self-doubt to confidence wasn't overnight, but it became part of her strength. Dana's reinvention didn't stop at broadcast. She co-founded Minute Mentoring in 2009, a program designed to support young women entering the workforce. It wasn't about hour-long workshops or lectures, about direct, meaningful connection. Short, sharp guidance sessions from successful women to rising stars. And this wasn't a publicity move, it was personal. Perino remembered what it was like to be young and unsure. to crave just one helpful voice. She became that voice, mentoring with passion, helping others find their place in a fast-paced world. What people often don't see, behind the camera lights and curated studio sets, is the life Dana and Peter have quietly built away from the noise. Unlike many public figures, Dana has managed to keep her lifestyle both elegant and understated. But don't mistake her modest tone for lack of success. Dana's net worth, once modest in her early press secretary days, has ballooned steadily with her rise in media, estimated now to be around $6 million, with future projections pushing beyond $10 million. Her real estate ventures reflect that rise. The couple owns property in both Manhattan and South Carolina, balancing the buzz of the city with the quiet charm of the coast. Their Manhattan residence, a polished yet cozy space, mirrors Dana's composed persona. In South Carolina, their home reflects a slower pace, quiet walks, meaningful conversations, a world far from politics. Dana's luxury lifestyle is more intentional than extravagant. While she doesn't flaunt designer labels constantly, she's often seen wearing classic timepieces from Cartier and understated yet elegant outfits that signal wealth without shouting it. Their vehicles? A sleek black Range Rover and a Mercedes SUV. Practical, powerful, and fitting for a woman who drives both conversations and causes. For someone who began her career feeling overlooked in crowded rooms and underestimated in powerful circles, Dana Perino's financial rise is nothing short of remarkable. Behind the poised news anchor and best-selling author is a woman who has built a quiet empire, one choice at a time. But here's what most people don't see. Her luxurious lifestyle isn't just a result of fame. It's the outcome of meticulous planning, bold risk-taking, and a relentless drive to succeed. When Perino left the White House in 2009, she didn't just pivot to media, she invested in herself. That transition didn't just build a new identity, it laid the foundation for her long-term wealth. With a net worth now estimated at over $6 million and still climbing, Dana's financial journey reveals a playbook on how to turn public service into personal prosperity. And the way she's done it? That's the real story. One hook that grabs instant attention. Dana and her husband, Peter McMahon, have cultivated an impressive real estate portfolio. Their home in Bay Head, New Jersey, a serene beachfront escape, is just one piece of a high-value lifestyle puzzle. This property alone is valued in the multi-million-dollar range. Yet it's not just the price tag that makes it impressive, how it represents the life they built together. Away from Washington's intensity, it's a symbol of balance. And beyond that, she owns other discrete properties, investing in real estate the way others invest in stocks, strategically and with long-term vision. But real estate is only part of the story. For the years, Dana's luxury collection has expanded to include an elegant fleet of cars. She's been spotted behind the wheel of classic American luxury, Cadillacs and Lincolns, but also enjoys sleek European models like the Audi Q7, known for its understated class and power. Of the subtle stunners in her collection, a black Mercedes-Benz E-Class, which blends comfort and professionalism in one polished frame. Her taste in watches also speaks volumes. Perino is often seen wearing Rolex and Cartier timepieces, each one carefully chosen to match her signature blend of sophistication and subtlety. These aren't just accessories, they're statements of discipline, progress, and self-worth. Here's where the story deepens. While many public figures rely heavily on external advisors, Dana took an active role in financial planning. She's said to hold stakes in conservative mutual funds, secure index investments, and media-related ventures that reflect her knowledge of the industry. More than a face on screen, she's become a quiet player behind the scenes, with rumored involvement in communications startups and digital strategy firms. Her business mindset? Don't chase trends. Own what you know. Another surprising twist. Dana's protection strategy is as strong as her earning strategy. Through the years, she's held comprehensive insurance coverage, not just for health and life, but asset and career-related protection. In a world where one scandal or misstep can derail everything, Dana has protected her future with careful foresight, securing income stability even during volatile media cycles. And here's the final hook. Dana Perino doesn't rely on fame to sustain her lifestyle. She relies on preparation. Even in luxury, there's intention. Every home, every watch, every investment reflects a life lived with clarity and purpose. Her story isn't just about political stardom or TV fame, it's about building something that lasts. Her latest move? Quiet buzz. She's considering launching a leadership institute focused on communications, mentorship, and media literacy. If it happens, it won't just be another project, it'll be a legacy in the making. From a small-town girl who once questioned if she could be heard, to a powerful voice who now shapes public opinion daily, Dana Perino's story reminds us, wealth isn't just measured in numbers. It's measured in how you carry your values through every decision, every deal, and every season of life. And there you have it. Behind the glam, the headlines, and the perfect poses are real stories of grit, grace, and growth. If this peek behind Hollywood's curtain had you hooked, don't forget to like, drop your thoughts in the comments, and hit that subscribe button for more deep dives into your favorite stars. Trust us, the next story's even juicier. Till then, remember, in Hollywood, the real drama doesn't happen on screen. It happens off it.